You know you've been gone from YouTube too long when your tripod starts having spider webs on it, and I just had the fright of my life. Hi guys, how you doing? It's Shreya. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I try to make videos every single week if possible, but if you are a subscriber here, you might notice that this is my first video in 2 weeks. There are a lot of reasons for that. I will touch on it on another video, a lot of personal stuff happening, but yeah, I just want to get into the video right now. So I'm doing a video today on dealing with disabilities at school. This is not just for hearing disabilities. This can be for learning disabilities, eyesight disabilities, whatever disabilities you might have. I still think this video would be helpful for you because I've had a lot of years experiencing what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and yeah, I'm not a professional, so just take my advice with a grain of salt and let's just get started. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is that you first need to figure out what exactly your disability is. So for me, I wear hearing aids, so I have a hearing disability. So I had to come to terms with the fact that I had a hearing disability, and it can be easy for some people to do this, but for me it wasn't. I just never wanted to acknowledge the fact that I had a hearing loss. I've always wanted to be normal, and I've always wanted to sit in a class and be able to sit in the back row with my friends and have everything be okay, but that's just not how life works out for me because I do have a hearing disability. I needed to be able to figure out what works for me and what doesn't because of my disability. If it's eyesight and even hearing, then you might want to sit in the front row instead of the back row. It's just simple things like that that will make your experience at school that much easier. You can't really start to help yourself if you can't fully acknowledge that you do have a disability. So if you are older, like middle school or high school or even college, then you will have had years of experience knowing what doesn't work for you. So for me, teachers with really high voices didn't work for me. Sitting in the back row didn't work for me. Watching any sort of like television or YouTube video didn't work for me unless it had closed captioning. So you might want to make a list on your phone or in your head of things that do and do not work for you, because that way you can get all the accommodations that you need. So there are two different ways of doing it. There's a more casual way of doing it, of just going up to your teachers and being like, hey, like I have this disability, this is what we need to do, this is the way that I learn best, and tell them all the stuff and see if they will or will not accommodate you. They usually will. Like usually teachers are really nice about this, but if they don't, that's when you have a problem and need to switch to some of the other options, which is kind of what I have, and think of specific plan to put in place. So I would recommend meeting with the school counselor and sort of talking about your options. I'm not super educated on all of these plans, but for me, I was choosing between a 504 plan and an IEP. I sort of weighed the different options and picked which one would be the best for me. So the great thing about these plans, especially the IEP, is that once it's put in place, the teachers have to follow the rules on the plan because it is the law. This is really helpful for school districts or teachers that really don't want to put in that extra effort for you, because then they will be forced to actually give you your accommodations that you need. Don't be afraid to ask for them and remind them if you do have a plan in place, because this is for you and it's not giving you an advantage, it's just putting you on level with the rest of the kids so you can be able to compete with them. Also, don't worry about what other people think of you. Like I got in my head so much, especially with these plans. If you have an FM system or anything like that, I was like, oh my god, people are gonna think I'm so weird, I'm so crazy, blah blah blah. People literally don't care. Like if anything, they think it is cool. So many people have come up to me and been like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, I would totally use that. People think it's cool and people are curious about it and they don't really want to make fun of you. People are not naturally inclined to be mean to you, trust me. So I find that when people ask advice for this, not wanting to know more about the different plans in place or knowing about how to get the teachers to use the accommodations and give you the accommodations. If you want a specific video for that, I can make that, because that would be a whole nother video, but I wanted to focus more on yourself and your own personal stigma and what might be holding you back from actually using what you need to use. So for me, with the FM system, I did not want to use it. Oh no, like I was terrified of using it. I didn't want to draw any more attention to myself than I already do. Like I just, no. But I used it once. Like once I gave it a shot one time and it was actually really helpful, and just noticing that people don't really care that much and people are not going to be mean or judge you for it, and if they do, then screw them. You can do better anyways. You don't want to be friends with those people. My biggest piece of advice is that if you have accommodations that you need but you don't feel like using them, use it one time, one class period. That's it. If you like it, hey, you have something that could really help you, and if you don't, you don't have to use it again. But I really do recommend that you use it just once. Just try it once. Trust me, you won't regret it. Also, let's say you do have this plan in place and you want it to be very discreet, but then the teacher forgets to do it. That's what happened to me. Like, the teachers always forget to put on closed captioning. I just look at them like this and like hope they notice, or if not, I'll go up to my teachers after class and kind of explain to them. But now I just yell at them like in the middle of class. I'm like, hey, you need to put the CC on, like you really need to do that, because I don't really care anymore. And also, lots of other kids need it and use it. You will be surprised. Like, I'll be walking down the hall and I'll see people watching Netflix with closed captioning, and it's just really eye-opening to see how many people actually do use these accommodations and they're just normal, regular people. Don't be super self-conscious about it, because everyone needs different things to help them. Also, another thing that really helped me is I think, what would I do if I were a person witnessing someone else using an accommodation? I really wouldn't care that much. I would be a little curious, maybe, but like I really wouldn't care. And if you think of it that way, then it'll be so much easier for you to just use it and help yourself, because you are only helping yourself when you use these things. I like to think that I have a bright, big future ahead of me. I'm only using these things and accommodations to put myself on an even playing field with the rest of my classmates, so I can have the best shot at success. And also, if you're in middle school or high school, like, you're gonna move on, and you're gonna move on quickly, and you better get used to it, because in college a lot of professors aren't gonna be as accommodating as high school or middle school teachers. So it's really important that you get used to learning how to stand up for yourself and how to do things by yourself, because in college you really are gonna be all alone. And also in the real world, in the professional world, like, you need to be able to stick up for yourself. For job opportunities, I know personally, like, you need to tell them if you have a disability, because they can accommodate you and make sure that you're doing the best job possible. So yeah, it really goes both ends. You really gotta stick up for yourself, find out what works and find out what doesn't. If I didn't answer any of your specific questions, please leave them down below, because I'm always wondering what specific questions that you guys have. Know that you are not alone. There are so many people out there dealing with it, even people that you might not see. I guarantee you someone in your school has one of these plans, have accommodations, and you don't even know about it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Bye.